Okay, so listen, today it's going to be a much more casual video. I'm working on a bigger video at the moment, but it needs time to develop, you know. It needs time for the flavors to kind of get introduced to one another, you know. There's some very immature flavors mixing with some mature flavors in this video that I'm making, so stay tuned. However, today we're going to be talking about Ned Fulmer. I've been kind of waiting to see what he'd do with, I don't know, his whole platform, everything. It is kind of interesting. I feel like we've probably seen like cheaters before, you know. I feel like there's been a few controversies with this, but I don't believe we've had a cheating controversy this like nuclear until Ned Fulmer entered the picture. So, as you all may know, we covered his initial video, which was talking about the conversation with his, you know, I guess now ex-wife, Ariel Fulmer, and how he cheated on her. We went through the whole video. It was something. It was watching a car crash. God bless Ariel for doing that, though. God bless her for that. That was incredible. She has done no wrong. She could do no wrong, and I think it was commendable for her to come on there, so I like that. Yeah, good on you, Ariel. But as you can glaringly see, we have, dude, that video hit 1.2 million. Bruh. And then we have, okay, 53k views, and then, a month ago, 12k. His views have been gradually, steadily falling off a cliff to their rock bottom. So, I don't know who any of these people are, to be honest. Karan Sony, I'm assuming he must have been in Deadpool auditions. Maybe it's something to do with Deadpool. Okay. The rest of these people, it's like, I don't know who this is. I don't know why it's so inconsistent. Especially with the thumbnails. Why are the thumbnails so inconsistent with their blueness? I don't know if you can see that. Listen, what you're seeing in your monitor versus my monitor, it's gonna be different. I myself have a gaming monitor, LG gaming monitor, and it just looks weird. And then we have this other thumbnail where he's given like a stinky face. He's like really cringing at it. Ugh. God, I hate these like Zoom interview type podcasts. It's really I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do a Zoom interview meeting, you have to be like really, I don't know, interesting, which Ned Fulmer I don't think is. So we're gonna be talking about Ned Fulmer. We're gonna be going through some stuff I found on Tumblr, little tidbits here and there. Of course, then talking about QTCinderella and the award show that they had recently, and how it was a bit of a, I feel like every year everyone always goes on about how it was such a flop, so embarrassing, so awful, and we're gonna be talking about some jokes that were made. Jokes. And then there's a Pokimane clip as well that we'll be going over, which I don't want to say I'm disappointed, because I never had any reason to dislike or like Pokimane. Sometimes it felt like shit was a little bit forced, but hey. Sometimes the hate feels forced, but yeah, I don't know. You gotta like with the cookie drama, Pokimane came out with these cookies that were like supposed to be like healthy, vitamin D enriched or whatever, and people were complaining that like they were just too expensive for what you were getting. So yeah, then we got some Hasan stuff to go over, but I wanted to have a look at Ned Fulmer's Rock Bottom podcast. This is How Your Marriage Ends with Matthew Frey. And notice also that the titling is also not very consistent either. I think like he can't decide if he wants to say it's, you know, Phil Lamar on Rock Bottom, Or it's Karan Soni's rock bottom. Or no rock bottom at all. Shannon Beardor's rock bottom. Claire Hoffman on rock bottom. Antong Lucky's rock bottom. I wonder if it's like kind of insulting to tell someone that this is like their rock bottom, or they want it to be framed in that way. Also, get a load of how annoying this is. Even the color up here is inconsistent. It's like a purpley bluey color. It's like vaguely purple, at least on my monitor. And then in the thumbnails, it's like blue screen of death blue, and then it's like bluey purpley. It's like you can see that mix of like blue in there. It's weird. But look at this. Wait, can I zoom in here? Look at this fucking picture that he's taken, where he's just gone back against the wall, and he's like, okay, let's take some selfies for my new channels. Like, they're like, hey Ned, act surprised. Instead he looks like a fucking cadaver. Literally. What is this? This needs to be like a new meme format. Oh, it doesn't get any bigger? Shame. This is insane. Like, okay, Ned Fulmer, now do something. Do your insane look. Holy fuck. This is Ned Fulmer's fucking reaction when he found out that, like, everyone knew he cheated. What the fuck? Dude. Producer, actor, host. Producer? What are you gonna do? Fuck yourself? Okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Some of us really big ones. But what comes next? Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing and challenging moments, featuring raw, unfiltered conversations with comedians, creators, authors, and celebrities. We talk about how they not only survived it all, but transformed their lives. I feel like there's a bit of like a grammatical error here. I think they could have gone with like a semicolon or just a period and then start like new sentence. Capital W, new sentence. Featuring raw. Okay, I'm not going to go over that again, but just a little bit of a critique there. Hosted by Ned Fulmer, the ex-BuzzFeed Try Guys, also ex-husband because I cheated on my wife. Co-creator whose own Rock Bottom ranked number 6 of Time's most viral moments of 2022. What? The ex-BuzzFeed Try Guys co-creator whose own Rock Bottom ranked number 6, whose own Rock Bottom. Oh, he's calling his rock bottom when he cheated? Yeah, because 2022, that sounds right. The show, that's really weirdly put together. But he's trying to bring it back to the rock bottom brand. Can you imagine trying to make a brand out of like the worst, most controversial mistake of your life? I don't know, man. It's a weird thing to be trying to make a brand out of it, but also trying to profit off of it. The show blends curiosity and empathy to tell stories of experience, strength, and hope. No Oxford comma? Okay. Because sometimes the only way out is through. One podcast at a time. Bro, get real. Get real, dude. So apparently this channel joined August 19th of 2020. Okay. Is this a channel that he rebranded? Oh my god, if it is... I was gonna say, like, if this was his first video for his channel, he probably would have missed out on a lot of, like, monetization if he had to get monetized on a new channel, but no, he just rebranded an old channel. So yeah, he probably would have made kind of a bag from that. I don't know, man. Unfortunately, the rest of his stuff has not been doing great. So yeah, I mean, you reap what you sow, I guess. So let's have a look at this video. This is how your marriage ends with Matthew Frey. Now, this is kind of a juicy sounding one. Let's click on this and see how this is. I have not pre-watched, by the way. I haven't seen any of this stuff.
My marriage ended a little over 12 years ago, and I just took it so hard. I wasn't suicidal, but I didn't care about like being alive, and so I really dug in self-preservation.
What is this music? What is this music, Ned? You asshole.
Blog post. She divorced me because I left dishes by the sink. I would love to hear from you about
no transcript?
your work, and I'm sure that it can help a lot of people. I know that
no transcript, no closed captions. What are we doing here, Ned Fulmer? It's almost like he wants me to watch the entire video, which I would encourage you to do if you're interested. You should definitely have a look at the video, but damn, it's almost like maybe we should have watched this as a look. No one gets any good conversational bits. Let's go 5 minutes in.
Is not important. Like, there's no chance this is as big of a deal as my wife was making it out to be, which again is like a big analogy for the entire marriage. So yeah, I think if you're somebody who hears somebody leaving a drinking glass by the sink, which is what it was, by the way, this wasn't even like a plate with like a bunch of like crap left over on it. This was like a glass used for water to take like medicine and vitamins in the morning, and just for the sake of like efficiency, I just had a tendency to leave it like in the corner by the sink because I was going to use it again later for nearly identical reasons. It seemed wasteful to like run through the glasses, and my wife hated it.
Yeah.
And I think if you're somebody that thinks these small disagreements that virtually every couple in history has had, where it feels a little bit like a conflict of preference.
Okay, yeah, so they're talking about like the death by 1,000 cuts kind of theory about relationships, which I don't think it's much of a theory. I think it's just a real thing. Is that if your partner prefers things one way and you don't really care, it's like, I guess it's kind of like, for me, if I've made the dishwasher full of like dirty dishes and it's like you can keep putting in dirty dishes, it's fine, we're good to go, I'm just waiting for more dishes to turn it on, and my partner goes in the kitchen and just puts something in this dirty in the sink, and it's like, hey, put it in the dishwasher is ready for dirty dishes. Like, I'm not going to put away your shit for you when you literally just went to the kitchen, the dishwasher is right next to the fucking sink. It's not more efficient, you're just lazy. You're just lazy, or I would say maybe you just don't care, or you just like you don't care in that you haven't thought about it. So for me, it's like, we gotta get these dishes done. Give me your dirty dishes, or put them in yourself. But I mean, if this is what this guy's talking about, is that like his wife was saying like, hey, can you try and clean your glasses after you use them or something? It's like, listen, you can literally just rinse it. Like, I don't know, man. Just rinse it. Is that a problem? I don't think it's a problem. It's not hard to do. So I guess that's what he's talking about here.
It's around, and essentially is, I guess, a preference about whether the glass should be there, whether it shouldn't be there. If you cannot articulate and believe that that is sufficient enough to result in your relationship ending, not tomorrow, but like 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Yeah, because it keeps happening. And I think that it's so tough because when you're in a relationship, both parties have been raised in like completely different environments, and living together with someone who has lived a different life to you and been used to different things, there's going to be clashing moments with like how you clean, how you do things, how you operate, you know, when you do your laundry, when you put away your laundry and stuff like that. And I think it's fair when there's like a bit of back and forth. Like, you know, I changed a bit of like the way that I mop the floors now, and I expect my partner to listen to me when I say put the dishes in the fucking dishwasher, because there's a mutual thing going on there where it's like, oh, they've improved the way that I do this by, you know, giving me suggestions on how to make it better, more efficient, and I'm like, okay, well, here's a suggestion, to make our kitchen not only look nicer, but it's also much better to have like a clean countertop, because it makes cooking easier, it makes baking easier. I like to bake. It's like, hey, dude, you want some fucking banana bread? Make sure you clean up after yourself, because that just makes everything so much better to do. And having everything already clean, easy, because then you can clean as you go better as well.
Then I think you have something to worry about. I mean, you know, and it sounds stupid, but I mean, I really like, I think it's akin to like the American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society, like sounding the alarm about cigarette smoking dangers back in the 60s when like everybody solved. It would take a few seconds. When my wife...
Does Ned talk? Wait a second.
Wife walked into the class, problem solved. It would take a few seconds. When my wife walked into the kitchen...
What is he doing? I'm like trying to zoom in here. Whoa. How do I move? What is Ned doing here?
One might argue it would take a few seconds. When my wife walked into the kitchen, one might argue she could just put the glass...
That was a weird thing he was doing with his lips there. Okay.
In the dishwasher or whatever. Same problem. But whether we think it's fair or not, she experienced pain. And the reason she experienced pain, because the glass sitting there could only mean one of two things. It meant I left it there as a power play. Because you're not my mom, you're not my boss, I do what I want. I want to leave the glass there, so I left it there, and I don't really care how you feel about it. When what I want comes into conflict with what you want, I choose me over you. And I will do that over and over again, forever. And then that idea hurts, that I am a second-class citizen in my marriage. That my husband will always dictate whether he will meet my needs and wants in this relationship at any time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to get too sucked into this video, because really I'm watching it for Ned. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He looks like a Guy Fieri kind of type dude. I think it's just the hair. Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough, because like when you tell someone like, hey, I want you to start doing things this way from now on, I want you to start putting your glass in the dishwasher from now on when it's dirty, and then they just like they just never, they go, oh yeah, I'll start doing that, and they just never do it. That's definitely a thing where it's like, okay, well, did you actually listen to me? Did you actually care about what I had to say, or like what's going on here? But it is also important to remember that like change doesn't happen like immediately, and sometimes you do need to give people like time and patience to remember like, oh right, okay, dishwasher, you know? So I think that's an important thing, is to just give people like grace and time. Like I feel like for me personally, yeah, I mean, like everyone's probably been there where it's like, oh, it's really hard to wrap my head around this thing. I need to change my ways. And remembering that, you know, it becomes like, you gotta make those new neural pathways, you know what I'm saying? That takes a minute when you get to our age.
His preferences don't align with mine. He chooses himself over me. That, by the way, is the recipe
Okay,
for
Ned's
marriage.
talking.
I think people really need to pay attention to it. Not because any one isolated incident's a big deal, but this so consistently ends marriages and families 10 to 15 years down the road. And I find that to be a really sad story.
Yeah.
And it's a hard story to tell because of nuance, and people don't have time for nuance in 2025.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, fair. I think it's really relatable, and something that people can connect with in a lot of different ways, because it's really not about the glass, is what you're saying. It's you know, when the partner...
This 10 minutes in, we're still talking about the glass.
Sees the glass or whatever it is, what they're perceiving is they don't care about me. Their needs are...
He's just reiterating what the other dude said. Ned, do you have anything new to bring to the table? Anything interesting? Anything that's like captivating, titillating story time? Do you have anything to add on to what he said that isn't just regurgitating? It's like, are you even here, Ned? Ned, hello? Also, I can't get over this. Why are his lips like so... Listen, you know how I said he kind of like is giving cadaver vibes here? Like, can we add some like I don't know, some warmth to this picture you have here? Like, what are we filming this on? Is this just like a shitty little webcam? I mean, I'm probably not much to talk with me because, well, look at me. But, dude, I gotta say, to be honest, I would not survive in this background with Ned because do you know how many white things are here in this background? And do you know how much I'm already struggling with my background and my color? My skin color? Dude. Everyone has something to say about my fucking skin color. Everyone. And I'm over it. Yes, I am white. Yes, I blend into my background, but at least my lips have some color to them. Unlike Ned. Ned's got the fucking, like, what is that? How do you even achieve that kind of look with your lips? Maybe it's... I don't know. I don't know. It's like, drink some water. I don't know. Get hydrated, bro.
They're more important than my own. They are not listening to me. You know, they're kind of... like you said, at worst thinking about themselves over you consciously, and at best just not hearing you. And I think that's a really painful thing for someone to perceive. All of those, they don't care about me. They're not thinking about me. You know, when it comes to this idea of a partner, like, you know, oh, you always have to do what your partner wants. What is the, you know, alternative? Is it more, if it was like really important for you to have a convenient way to like sip water when you're taking medicine, is it about just bringing that to the table and kind of negotiate?
Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this? What is this? He's still just reiterating the same shit. I mean, it is a point. He made a point. When it comes to relationships, if you're finding yourself being like, listen, do I have to listen to you when it comes to all this shit, or when am I going to be my own person? It's like, if you're not ready to make sacrifices, or as if like this is even that big of a sacrifice, if you're not ready to make sacrifices, you're not ready for a relationship. I think that sometimes when I'm doing chores, I'll think to myself like, oh my god, why am I always doing this? Like, ugh, it kind of sucks. Like, I kind of don't like doing this chore. But then I think about like all the chores that my partner does that I never do. Namely, like cleaning up the cat litters, changing the cat litters, redoing them, cleaning the tubs and stuff, or whatever they're called, the litter boxes. I never have to do that. Never. Which, I remember that, it's like you always forget what your partner, like, kind of does sometimes, and you think to yourself, like, whoa, how did I even forget that? That's like a pretty big thing, you know? It's like, vacuuming all, like, the floors down, you know, downstairs, or vacuuming upstairs. It's like, I'm not always the person doing that. So I feel like in a lot of relationships, people, they want to tally up, like, what they're always doing and what their partner's never doing, and it's like, that can be valid sometimes. It's very situational, because sometimes you are in a relationship where you are doing everything, but if you're in a relationship where you both have jobs that you do and you do them, and your partner asks like one behavioral change of something like putting your dirty dishes in the dishwasher. I can't believe I'm still talking about this. It's been 24 minutes. Like, it's sometimes where you have to just like go, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. And maybe in the beginning it feels like a huge thing because you've never done it or thought of it before, but over time it just becomes like, yep, this is what I do now. I don't know, you just get used to it. But what the fuck is Ned talking about?
Initiating it and then having an agreement, or what do you think is the kind of the way to overcome it?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this the time. Like in my work, I meet with clients individually and do relationship coaching, and I like host a group on Mondays and Fridays, and the.
You know what's annoying? I know they probably talked about it in the video and like introduced Matthew, but there was music playing at the start, and I don't want to get claimed. But it's so annoying that in the description, they just say author Matthew Frey recounts the unexpected aftermath of his divorce. So he's an author. He's an author of what? What has he written? Why is he on this podcast if not to, I don't know, promote something? Maybe he's written a book about his divorce or about, like, relationships. What is this? Why does he have Snapchat? Hold on. HY2DGEYG. Sorry? HY2... What even is that name? Chat, that's weird. That's weird. Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer has a Snapchat. I don't like that. Who are you snapping? Oh my god. I feel gross now. We all know what Snapchat's for, y'all. Ugh, I'm gonna zip up my jumper. Ooh. Snapchat? What could you possibly be doing on there? I can't. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how to fix things. I want Ned Fulmer to talk. How often does he talk? Okay, he's talking over here. We want you to talk, Ned.
To do that.
Well,
and
sure,
that sounds,
if your
I don't know.
basic, your native way of doing things is to just not perceive something as an issue, it's very hard to, like, remind yourself every time something happens to say, oh, wait, even though I don't think that is a big deal. Remember, my partner thinks it's a big deal.
And this is another issue with, like, relationships between, like, men and women, I think, is that I think in a lot of households, men are not taught about, like, the chores, the dishes. They're not, what's it called? Parented. They're not parented in a way that puts the onus of the house being clean on them. And it is usually defaulting more commonly to, you know, the women in the family. You know, I see this all the time where guys have experienced so little in terms of, like, upkeeping the household, in terms of, like, cleaning. Like, maybe you know how to mow the lawn and stuff, or maybe you know how to, I don't know, drill some nails in a wall or something. You know, love that. Love that for men. I do love that. I do. But, and that's another thing, I feel like as, like, a girl, girls don't often get taught by their dads, their fathers, how to do, like, the more, like, I don't know, practical work life skills of putting together furniture, or I don't know. I mean, to be honest, putting together furniture is probably, like, not as bad because they usually come with, like, manuals, Allen keys, especially, like, IKEA furniture. But yeah, I think that there's these weird gender gaps for both men and women, and I think that they should be consolidated with, like, both. I think men and women should both have, like, these practical house skills, and as well as, like, cleaning. And yeah, I think that should be for, like, both people. But the problem is, like, guys like this don't see dishes on the countertop as an issue a lot of the time because they also don't cook. They don't do stuff in the kitchen. I know Ned Fulmer fucking films everything in his kitchen, but who wants to bet he even cooks in there? Maybe he does. And maybe it's not really his problem as much with, like, the dirty dishes on the countertop. His countertop, like, if this is his kitchen, it looks a little bit too good. It's a little bit too nice. I don't know. Oh god, there's wooden beams up there. I do like his kitchen. It's a little bit too white though, don't you think? I still can't get over just how white it is. It's giving, like, purity, angel, divine. Can we have some, like, I don't know, some splash of color in here? Jeez Louise.
But, you know, from, like, and I think many people in relationships experience it both sides, right? Like, I certainly have my moments of asking for something or seeing something, and then it doesn't happen, and you feel the way it gets perceived on you is it's not about the thing. It's about like, hey, I asked for this. Did you not hear me, or do you not care, or it's
Yeah, and then like making those assumptions is also like a big issue as well, because a lot of the time I find is that something will happen and you'll make assumptions about it, and then you'll work yourself up like, oh, this thing's happened and now they think this and this is going on and oh my god, my life is falling apart. And then you actually like, when you actually have a conversation with your partner and like ask them about like, hey, why didn't you do this thing? Is it because you hate me? And then your partner's like, oh no, actually I just I was in the middle of doing it and then I just got distracted or yada yada. And it's like, shit happens. I like to approach things as like a shit happens. You're not going to be perfect with it, right? And I think that if you have to remind someone about something in the beginning, like it makes sense to, like I said before, it takes a minute to change your habits. It really does. It takes a minute. And I think that you just got to be aware of that and be graceful about it, because you don't want to get into this territory where if someone doesn't change their habits and their thinking and like what they notice immediately, you don't want to get into that habit of like being really explosive about it, because that kind of drives like more of a wedge in the relationship, because then it becomes this thing of like where they're kind of terrified of you, that you're gonna blow up at them if they don't do the right thing and stuff. Like I think that's like another possible thing that can happen, but
it's strange that something so simple, whether it's dishes or clothes or toilets or like something chore based, can turn into like this deep existential emotional thing. It also
existential
strikes me as connected to this idea of love languages, where if you have different love languages than your partner, sometimes you might not even perceive the things that they are.
You know what I think? I don't think I believe in love languages. What are the love languages? It's like physical touch and intimacy, gift giving, acts of service. I think there might be another one, I'm not really sure, but it's like, who doesn't love like all those things under like the right circumstances, right? Like I like getting gifts. I like giving people gifts. Okay. Physical touch, intimacy, hugs are nice. I like hugs. Sometimes I don't want a hug. Acts of service. I like being able to do stuff for people. And I like when people do stuff for me. I mean, it just all sounds like who doesn't like that stuff? It's kind of giving like what do you call it? It's not archaeology, astrology. Yeah, it's giving archaeology. It's giving kind of astrology a little bit, like, oh, you're a Scorpio, so you're like, you get kind of moody sometimes, and it's like, well, who doesn't get moody sometimes? Like, hello.
Doing for you that they think are really wonderful. Does that kind of does that idea of love languages kind of resonate with you?
Yeah, well, it really does. I think of my job as making the invisible visible. Like, if I just had to like break it down to like one idea, I think there's invisible pain occurring or being experienced, and I think the vast majority of people I meet would curb a behavior they fundamentally believed to be hurtful or harmful to.
And that's, again, I think we're gonna get off this soon, but again, that's the thing about like talking to your partner. Oh my god, it is so important. Please, if anyone has any takeaway from this, it is just talk to your partner about like anything, about the way you feel, about what actions are causing what feelings. I think it's important to also like take into consideration like what actually is a problem that needs to be talked about, and sometimes you're not having a good day, and things that you'd ordinarily wouldn't think twice about start to kind of maybe irritate you. So sometimes you do have to kind of pick your battles with things and go like, maybe I'll sleep on this and think about it, and then the next week you're just not even thinking about it, you're not even considering it. I think like for me, maybe it's like a girl kind of thing, but You know, sometimes depending at the time of the month, things might irritate me a little bit more than usual. Things might make me feel a certain way, more than it normally would. So that's something that I try to think about if I'm like, this is kind of irritating me. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't ever really feel a need to talk about like my issues in, you know, like if they do come up, any like strife or conflict, because everything is just resolved through conversation. And it's like calm conversation too. If you can't have a calm conversation with your partner, then I think that, again, like that's something you need to work on, because communication is really hard when you're not calm and actually saying things, verbalizing things. People can't assume what you're thinking or like try to read your mind. So it's also like you just need to be super explicit, super clear. Like I think like what this guy is saying is like, it's very true. If your partner came up to you and said, hey, when you leave your laundry in the washing machine for hours and hours on end, because you get distracted, I really need you to do something about that, because I want to use the washing machine. It's really affecting like my, you know, my lifestyle, yada yada, you know, talk about all that stuff. You know, your partner should really like sit down and be like, okay, I've got to start like actually getting on this a lot more. I feel like the washing machine is like, it's so easy to forget about. I feel like some people have those washing machines that like just sing and sing, and they find it so annoying. For me, I'm like, I kind of need that. It's like, it's annoying, but I think it's annoying for like a good purpose. So what do we have? Do we have any sponsorships? No, I don't believe we do. Okay, what do things look like 40 minutes into the video? They seem to be having some laughs.
You ask him to sit down and like, hey, what do you prioritize? What matters the most to you? Who do you love the most? I mean, that's going to be like top two. You know, it's almost always like relationship partner and or children are just like almost always the two biggest things in people's lives. Yet, when you like look at how they exert their energy and their attention, it's everything else.
Yeah.
It's their golf game, and it's usually work and stuff like that.
Right. It's very easy to be complacent about that sort of thing.
Oh, good. Okay, Ned Fulmer's gonna reiterate what this guy just said, so we don't even have to listen to him.
When even if you would ask, it's the most important thing to somebody. I imagine, because it's, you know, when you're in this courtship phase, you're thinking about them all the time, and then as it evolves, it then becomes sort of like more this like choice and this thing that you have to sort of a daily like habit to practice, especially if it's in these things where it's something that's unfamiliar to you, like their point of view just doesn't really connect with you. Has this...
What? Their point of view doesn't really connect with you. I don't really know what that means.
Has this work in your kind of online following and kind of being a public figure in this way? How has that affected your personal relationships?
Again, who is this guy? Let's ask how his fucking hairdo affects his personal relationships. My god. I'm sorry, this is a choice, isn't it? Like, it doesn't necessarily look bad, but it's a choice.
I think I am a better father. My son was 4 when my marriage ended. He's 17 now. I think that we have really good relationship, and I'm very proud of... I am very intentional about... You know, I don't necessarily get to do it because he doesn't know. Like, he hasn't seen... like me, like live, cohabitate with a relationship partner. Like, he knows her really well, but she lives in a different house like 20 minutes away. So it hasn't been like that. He hasn't like grown up with that. I don't know. I'm not good at like staying in touch with everybody. I would tell you that what I coach about matters in all of your relationships.
Oh, he's a coach. Oh. Ned, we're getting life coaches on here now, brother. What? Listen, I think that life coaches are just... I'm gonna assume he's a life coach. I don't know for sure, but he says he does coaching. It's like, oh my god. You're really looking up this guy, looking at the way he presents himself here and going, I need this guy to tell me how to run and live my life. This guy. Ugh. So you telling me he's using the divorce that he had years ago as like a... I'm like a man who went through divorce, guys. Guys, I went through the hardest period of my time, which it is hard. But then being like, I know shit. I know how to do shit. It's like... I'm not gonna say he doesn't have good points. Mainly because I haven't watched the full video. I think he has some good points, but... this whole, like... life coach, I coach things, you pay me to show up to your house and I'll just like... I'll tell you how to live your life, how to do things, how to show up better. It's like self-help books, but in like human form. Which is probably where the self-help books come from. The human who's lived the experience, right? God.
Relationships. And that I don't hold myself up as an extraordinary example of, you know, I haven't like watered the lawn like with like all my guy friends from college and stuff. I love those guys. But like they don't hear from me that often because I'm like just busy, just like doing the stuff here. And I don't feel great about that sometimes. So I think I'm really good at the romantic relationship. I'm really good at the parenting relationship. I've done, I think, an excellent job of mending, repairing my relationship with my ex-wife as we've co-parented our son over the last 13 years. Everything else, like you have to work. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to work at all of them. You have to pick and choose. And to me, it should be everybody.
Yeah.
I think I show up well. You know what I mean? Like when we're...
I just can't get over Ned. I really can't. He really is just like... fascinating to look at, isn't he? He's fascinating. He's god-awful boring, but he's so fascinating while he does it. Isn't he? Okay, where is he gonna start talking? Okay, maybe he's gonna have some talking moments here.
Feel this like less than. Because like I couldn't do like what you're doing. And no matter how much credit or praise I get in this work, it doesn't fill that. It doesn't quite fill that void.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting question that you're asking. And I don't know that I'd ever thought about it exactly the way that you'd ask.
It's interesting. Yeah, so it's like that sense of community helps to sort of accept and grow with where you're at, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not like it's like replacing or kind of helping you to like overcome.
What are you trying to say? The veins in his forehead are popping, but nothing's coming. Hello?
Necessarily, it's not like it's like replacing or kind of helping you to like overcome some of the painful feelings. Because like how could anything like replace or change those painful feelings? It's really just about kind of accepting and building a community to like move forward.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the best.
Okay. This sucks, dude. Dude, this sucks. What is this? Okay, so we have... Does he talk anymore? That's it? Okay, we'll keep watching.
I can't. I mean, that's definitely like a me problem. Again, that's like I don't participate in the therapy process. I probably should. You know, that's like a scarlet.
He doesn't participate in the therapy process, but he should. So this is another thing about life coaches is that they probably don't want to promote therapy as much as they should because therapy would just like replace them. I feel like life coaches are just people who couldn't go to school to get like the credentials to become a therapist. So they just kind of fix people with vibes. They kind of just vibe it out. They're a vibe coach, to be honest. Oh god, I don't know. It just makes me think like I was recently rewatching the catching up with the Kardashian show, the old one, and Rob Kardashian, the junior one, the son, he was struggling with his weight for a minute. I don't know what's up with him now, but he was struggling with his weight, self-confidence. You know, something happened to him where he went from being this like really fit, young, like energetic, like full of life type of dude, and then I think it's also because like his dad did pass away when he was like, I think he was 15 or something. He was like 15 or 16 when it happened, and things just got really hard for Rob, I think. But he ended up getting this life coach on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and they'd have some scenes where him and the life coach would be like, Rob would be working out, and it was just so, I don't know, it was like they'd be hanging out and Rob would say something and the life coach would be like, Rob, do you know what you just said? That was mighty profound, Rob. Like, it's almost like you're paying someone to just glaze you, but to also try and like reframe the way you think about things. I don't know. It's just like, it's a weird relationship where you're paying this person to be like your friend in a way. It's weird. Anyway, I don't know if he's a life coach, but yeah.
The letter that I wear around that I probably don't have to.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure my friends and family, and I've never heard evidence of the contrary, I'm sure they're very proud of me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're like, Matt, you've done a hell of a job. But
well, I'm very proud of you, Matt. I know we don't.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I haven't quite been like.
Ooh, that's weird. All right, what else do we have?
Everybody to take me at my word that this is true, but
no, I mean, I think that's really inspiring because it.
Okay, I have to hear this then.
Making a positive adjustment and then getting positive outcomes. And I just think we're sort of like neurologically, emotionally motivated to like do that again. And so a little thing like, I'm going to be more mindful about crossing the street, you know, in San Francisco with my wife when we're going places. That has yielded like just a much more fulfilling, connected marriage. I know I'm asking everybody to take me at my word that this is true, but
no, I mean, I think that's really inspiring because it seems very like easy to do. I don't think it's not actually easy.
Why does he make this face like he's not sure what he's saying, or he's not sure if he's saying like the right thing? Or I just feel like Ned kind of feels, I think he knows that he's kind of just saying stuff just to say stuff. Dude.
To do, like, it's if someone's always darting across the street and that's how they live their life, it actually takes a fair amount of like conscious thought and like active empathy to to go wait for the sidewalk, which seems silly to say, but like it
takes empathy to wait to walk on the sidewalk. What?
It's very achievable, so I imagine that's very inspirational to people.
I'm always asking people to find, I use the word tangible a lot, identify. You know, you asked me earlier and I didn't have a great answer because I don't want people who are emotionally undisciplined around validation and consideration to get an emotionally uncomfortable conversation. We just erode trust further when we do that.
Oh, sure.
But
you were saying practice on your own for a little bit and then engage.
Would be nice. But a really practical question is, what is a piece of evidence I leave in our shared lives together that I'm only thinking about myself, that I'm not thinking about you? And you know, for me, it was a classmate. It's like, I didn't really ever leave the toilet seat up, but to me, that's such a common example. There's almost certainly, statistically speaking.
Okay. Yep. What piece of evidence am I leaving behind that says that I only think about myself?
A really good self-exercise for people listening at home who maybe are going through that. To think, oh, what's like one thing I can think of that is a blind spot, or that I know someone has told me about? Like, what's something like very easy for me to start doing differently, to show up differently? You know, I wonder if you have any thoughts for if on the other side of the coin, if you're in a relationship where you're feeling not validated or prioritized, like, how do you, what strategies have you seen for having those conversations in a way that is productive when, basically you're experiencing the little paper cuts with your partner? How do you talk about it in a way that it has a positive outcome where everyone's feeling
I feel like that was such an easy question to just ask, and he just keeps going on and on, rambling, and he's just like, he can't stop himself. He can't stop. He just keeps going and going, and he's like, I don't know how to end this sentence.
Supported.
It's really difficult, and
positive outcome where everyone's feeling supported.
It's really difficult.
Was that Ned?
It has a positive outcome where everyone's feeling supported.
It's really difficult.
It's Ned. Why does he look so uncomfortable in his own skin?
And you deep dive on this relationship stuff, especially, and I'm so sorry that I keep sort of picking on it, but like in my world, it's like men and women more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many commonalities in these stories, and one of them is often women reporting that, like, I carry all the emotional labor in this relationship,
mm-hmm.
right? I'm the one doing the heavy lifting around. I'm the one investing in the relationship. Now, most men who come to my work via their female relationship partner. The majority of the time, that's like the route. And so I hate answering this question to all.
Wait, but Ned's like, hey, what if us guys have an issue where our partner's doing something? This guy's throwing it back being like, well, actually, the majority of the things I have issue with is that actually the women are doing all the emotional load, and the men who come are always the problem.
All of the people, but probably especially women listening to like this conversation, is because I'm asking them to do a more emotional labor. It's not their fault.
So, right.
It's not their fault that their relationship partner might consistently show up defensively when you bring to them that you're experiencing something negatively, that something hurts you, or that you don't like something, and then they consistently respond defensively. I certainly did in my relationship. It's a very defensive person. It's really hard to have healthy conversations when the first thing that happens is defensiveness.
Okay. So, when it comes to defensiveness, you have to realize and you have to remember, there are a couple sides to this. The way that you initiate the conversation is important. The way that you talk, the words that you use are all very important, because if you initiate a conversation about something you're upset about, but you say it and verbalize it in a way that does come off as an attack, that comes off as like, you did this thing, that is what causes someone to be on the defensive. And if you want to avoid the defensive thing, if this is like applicable to you, you have to frame it in like a less me versus you kind of way, and it has to be more of like this is a problem, how do we go about this? And he's saying that he doesn't want more of the emotional load to be on women, and I think that, like, in some ways it's like, I get it, but at the same time, we all have a duty to improve the way that we communicate with people, especially our partners. We all have a duty to present what we're feeling and the issues without starting the conversation combative, without starting the conversation aggressively, because to counteract his point, I know that there is a lot of problems where women will not say how they feel about something until they bottle it up, and sometimes people expect their partners to just read their minds or to just get it, and this is why I keep reiterating, you just have to have a conversation at like pretty much as soon as you feel comfortable to. Because if you just keep bottling it up, if you just keep going, he's put the spoon in the fucking sink and the sink is full of dirty dishes. Guess what? The dishwasher is empty. It's ready to be filled. oh fuck, and like that's not a healthy relationship. That's not a good relationship. If you can't talk to your partner and just say like, hey, you know, as I said before, y'all remember. If you can't just do that, then what are we doing here? Right? And if you can learn how to express how you feel in a way that doesn't come off as like a accusatory, combative, and put someone on the defensive, then that's gonna be a lot better for your relationship. And if you feel like that's too much for the emotional load, then maybe you're not ready for a relationship. That's what I think, and that's what I expect my partners to do too. If my partner has an issue with something, I expect them to take the time to tell me in a way that isn't, you know, that's verbalized in a way that's appropriate and a good thing. Because like at the end of the day, words mean stuff, especially when they come from your partner. It's a lot more of a sensitive, delicate issue. And so I think that if you're a dude and you have a partner who is ironically not being like, is it ironic? I mean, it's probably like what's not as expected, but if your female partner is not showing up and doing like, I don't know, what should be her side of chores or something, and you're showing up and you're doing these things for her and she's not doing anything, then yeah, you should be able to have a conversation about that, you know? I don't know what this guy's gonna say. Maybe he'll add on something that changes it.
My best piece of advice, and it comes with a huge caveat apology that says, I'm sorry, I'm asking you to do more emotional labor, because people have been trying to manage their relationship partner's feelings for years in many cases, and they shouldn't have to do more of it. They should be met like where they are. But you're asking for logistical, practical advice. Might you be able to adapt the way that you're communicating something to eliminate any possibility of them responding defensively? Might you be able to say, hey, I don't think you're trying to do this. I don't think you're trying to hurt me. I don't think you're trying to, exert some power play or make my life miserable. I believe you love me. I love you. I'm just trying to communicate that when X, Y, and Z happens, I tend to feel this way about it. It sucks. I was wondering if we could cooperate to make it go away. Like, there's a way to use words and tone and timing that can mitigate or lower instant.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was saying, for sure. Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, this is how your marriage ends with Matthew Frey. Do we have any final words to say, Ned? I would really like to hear it.
I think that's something that people can really take to heart.
I hope so. I think it's the difference between being old and alone and feeling like satisfied and surrounded by people who care about you.
Yeah, it's a wonderful.
He was flabbergasted by that. Wait.
I'm alone. I hope so. I think it's the difference between being old and alone and feeling like satisfied and surrounded by people who care about you.
Yeah, feeling like you're surrounded by people who care about you. Ned's just like, yeah, I kind of fucked that up.
It's a wonderful vision.
Oh, I'm so glad we got that one. I'm so glad I saw that. Okay. Wow. Guys, this is podcasting. This is rock bottom with Ned Fulmer. We have still not climbed our way to the top.
For the future, for everyone listening. Matt, it was lovely to sit down with you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your work with me. I'd love to end on just one final question. What's something you would say to your younger self?
I think, in a phrase, don't believe everything you think. If there was...
Alright, don't believe everything you think. Don't believe your eyes. Don't believe what you see. Oh, okay, here we have the comments. Hilarious that Ned stopped putting himself in the thumbnail. Wait, real? No, I think it's A and B testing with thumbnails. People must be getting alternate thumbnails where he's not in them. That is what yeah, because he seems to be in all of these, so sorry, but I think that's just what he must be doing A and B without his face, maybe. I haven't seen any of that, though. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Oh, what happened here? You're harassing an innocent person. Stop being toxic and leave him alone. How is the man who lied and cheated on his wife with an employee publicly for about a year, one instance being him having sex in his car in broad daylight while his kids were passing by? Okay, I don't know if the kids thing was right, but apparently something happened in a Tesla. Apparently. The kids thing, I don't know about that, Rose. Which exposed the company he and his friends built to legal risks at all innocent. You're harassing an innocent person. Stop being toxic and leave Ned alone. Answer my question. How is he innocent? How is me telling the truth toxic? He did nothing wrong. Stop harassing and leave him alone. Stop harassing and leave him alone. Hi, lovely bot. Oh my god. Do you think it could be a bot? No. It might just be Ned's #1 fan. Oh my god, they're replying to this one too, and they actually got some likes. Bro was doing so bad on Spotify, he took it down. Damn. Quick reminder that engaging the person that will respond to this comment will add comments and help the video. I shouldn't even be putting this one, but hopefully I'll prevent more comments than I added. Again, the troll responder wants you to respond to them. It helps the video. The worst thing you can say to them is nothing. Let's see if it happened. You're scared of me, troll. Stop harassing and leave Ned alone. Oh no, they're replying. It's not working. To be fair, his video can't even get 1,000 views. I don't think it would make a difference whether you comment or not. That is really odd. There's this one person who is just saying the same thing in every single comment. Could it be a bot? I don't know. Wait a second. I don't feel seen, heard, important enough so you can come out many ways. I have misophonia and my husband and I work through it. But when you consent to a monogamous relationship, particularly a marriage, when you vow forsaking all others, your partner has every expectation that you will be faithful. It does not need to be a conversation, it is a given. Moving forward after infidelity is extremely difficult. Attempting to do so publicly complicates it 100 times. That doesn't even seem to be like a negative comment towards him. It just seems like it just kind of saying how it is. Yeah, moving forward after infidelity. I wonder what it was about Ned Fulmer's situation that just, I think, like, there have been so many other public figures who have done, you know, infidelity. Like, if you think about, the McBrooms, Austin McBroom apparently cheated on Catherine McBroom a few times. It wasn't really that big of a thing, and they were like a family channel. You know, it's like, gosh, who else cheated? Colleen Ballinger, I think, cheated on her husband, with the guy she's married to now or something. Supposedly, allegedly, I don't know. Not as big as what this has been. But I suppose this has probably blown up so much just because, you know, you position yourself as the wife guy. I love my wife. My wife's amazing. Let's look at my wife, everybody. This is my wife. Isn't she amazing? We do content together. Hey guys, so I got caught cheating on my wife in a Tesla with my producer, where there may or may not be a power dynamic at play here. So yeah, this person's kind of right. And then okay, now we're getting more into the weeds here. He sure could have done things better, still can. This is not serving him. Yeah, they're falling for the... Wow. It's so weird. It has to be a bot. Oh my god. Okay. Hey Ned, just let it go, man. No one wants you back. It's a pret. Clown emoji. Wow, people really do not... Wow, a lot of people really do not like this guy. Okay, here we have it. I know a lot of people aren't ready to empathize with Ned, but for me, as an outsider who wasn't personally impacted by Ned's cheating, I can really see someone who is doing his best to rebuild, grow, and live in alignment with his values. I am feeling open-minded and hopeful about his journey. Thank you both for having this conversation. I have taken away some helpful things to consider for my own relationships. I'd be interested to see if you can bring on someone from the Barnard Center for Research on Women, particularly on topics of transformative justice, accountability, etc. Okay. Okay, I was hoping that maybe they were just replying to the original poster calling them a harasser, but no, they were replying to this person. Okay, well, here we go. That's it. So now we have Ned Fulmer's actual YouTube channel. Now, I am going to take a break here real quick because I need to pee. I need to go to the toilet. So, I will be right back. Alright. Welcome back. So we have Ned Fulmer's, I guess, OG channel. Whoa! It's Ned Fulmer! This, by the way, is like such a colossal thumbnail, right? Being like mid-cry. BT-dubs, Ned Fulmer's had MS, I think, for a very long time. Him saying like, I have MS, this is not something that he just found out. I believe he found it out before he married Ariel or something. 2013, yeah, I was thinking 2014 in my mind. But yeah, he was diagnosed with MS in 2013. It is now 2025. He's making a video fundraising for MS, which still, by the way, is a good thing. You know, I've actually donated to MS, an MS fund before. Yeah, so I think that it's such a scary, kind of sad thing, to be honest. So I can understand why people would be empathetic. In fact, I was pretty empathetic when I first saw him making videos about his MS, thinking like, oh, did he like just find out he has MS? That's crazy. Like that's really sad and unfortunate, and I hope him all the best and everything, because that is really difficult. But this thumbnail though, he's like crying. It's like, I don't know, man.
How far can I walk without stop?
Oh my god, I'm about to sneeze. Why is everything he does just so funny? Okay, come on, let's find the moment where he starts crying.
Or something, and
It's got music on. I have MS. I was diagnosed in 2013. It's a debilitating disease that strikes fear in my heart and affects millions of people. Living with MS for me means numbness in my hands on a daily basis and living in fear of waking up one day and not being able to walk. Like what happened for me in 2013, one day I woke up and couldn't walk. For others it could be vision, sensory, bladder or mobility issues. I challenged myself to walk as far as I could without stopping to raise money for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society and inspire others to keep going. This is my story. Imagine walking down the sidewalk, minding your own business, and you turn to see a grown-ass man lying in the grass sobbing while being filmed by somebody. Is that what's coming up? I'm gonna mute it just because the stupid music. No, he's not. Wait, oh no, it was a bait. This is where he starts crying. Oh my god! Wait a second! You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna unmute. Do it for the content.
inflamed, and a lot of it was actively inflamed at that point in time. And I remember sitting in that hospital bed and it getting worse, and just me like being so scared, wondering if I just wasn't gonna be able to walk again. Like,
I mean, that is pretty scary, in all honesty. You know what? No hate to him about the MS stuff. Like, that's pretty shitty, but you do have to think to yourself, though, the timing of this. it's very unfortunate because it's just giving that, like, he's just trying to fix his reputation. And, you know, I wonder, like, has he ever done anything for MS since 2013? Is he just doing MS stuff now? Oh, he kept it a secret. Okay. It's just one of those things where it's like, it feels very, like, opportunistic. But I mean, it's like, it's also a hard thing to say because it's like, listen, that's his medical diagnosis. He can choose to keep it private if he wants to or not. He is using his platform for good now, which is good. I think that's a good thing. You know, I do wonder though, like, did he donate? Has he donated? It's a fundraiser, but what has he added to the fundraiser? I guess we'll never know because I'm not watching this video. But yeah, I do feel for him though. It is a very hard situation. To wake up one day and can't walk. I mean, that's like so many different, like, scary theories and situations, or thoughts of, like, what could be going on, what could be wrong. So that really does suck.
What was gonna happen to me? And I was confused. The doctors were really great at that hospital. So they put steroids,
Alright, he's gonna start
26.2 miles makes it really tempting to stop. Avenue. Oh, that's where I live, just all the way up that way.
Oh my god.
26.2 miles makes it really tempting.
Okay, see? Look at his lips. His lips have a little bit more color in them now, but he still looks dehydrated.
To stop. Avenue. Oh, that's where I live, just all the way up that way.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at him. I don't mean to laugh at someone's pain and suffering. I don't. But it's really hard to not see this as, like, performative, opportunistic, reputation laundering. It's so hard because it's like you want to believe the best in people and believe that people are trying to use their platform for good, but then it's just like, I wonder if he would have always kept his MS diagnosis a secret, but he was just like, listen, I need to do something to fix my reputation. And this is one of his better performing videos, is about his MS. And I know a lot of people were feeling really bad for him hearing about it, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that he just got it, or just got diagnosed with it. But yeah, this is like a weird watch though. It's like, you go for this, you're doing this fundraiser, you go for this really long walk, and you decide to, he's fallen down on the grass because it's just, he must be so exhausted, so tired, because he's been walking all day. A fuck ton. Oh my god, he had a interview with someone. Okay. And now this is happening. It's just like, he's like, I'm falling down the grass, but I gotta make sure I got the angle. Did I get the angle? Wait a second. I'm so sorry. This is just... So he's got his eyes open to make sure he's got the right camera angle, and then he's like, okay, we got it, fam. Close the eyes. My god, this is horrible to watch though. Like, I genuinely believe he's in pain and he's suffering. I do. And that is just so sucky to see.
well, I stopped walking.
We got the McDonald's in the background. Buddy, McDonald's are not going to sponsor you. Yes, Bella. Got this epic camera angle. What is going on in Nedland? Oh my god. Rock bottom. He's still there. What is this?
Wow. We're done with the chat.
Is he like giving up? Bella, is Ned giving up? I don't. Oh
Challenge. Oh my god.
I've seen all I need to see here. I can't believe what has happened. I can't believe that this is the reality of what's happening. Let's check. Let's have a vibe check. I'm starting to really buy into the theory that you have a humiliation kink. I mean, if falling over on the ground and crying wasn't like bad enough, like I just don't get how that's supposed to, I don't know, be a fundraiser, help a fundraiser. I think it's just very odd. It's just very odd behavior. Oh, okay. What's interesting to me about all this is why you choose now to discuss the struggles with MS. Back when you had a massive platform with the Try Guys, why not do something with them around it then, considering you were diagnosed in 2013? The Try Guys did fundraiser and awareness type videos then too, like the 2020 quarantine video and Eugene's video on the Trevor Project, so it's not like it was untreaded ground for the group. A video like that would have done really well and could have raised a lot of funds potentially. Yeah, undoubtedly. I mean, the Try Guys were fucking massive. I mean, they're still probably pretty big, right? But again, it's like that difficult thing of like, listen, it's his condition, it's his diagnosis. If he wants it to be private, and if he wasn't ready to share it, then from my perspective, it's like, there's literally nothing wrong with, or embarrassing about MS, but it's still one of those things where it's like, from his perspective, maybe it is. Just it seems very convenient to do this now, when your reputation is in the gutters. It currently is, to now do a video on your struggles with MS. It looks like you're farming for sympathy. Yeah, exactly. Like that is exactly how I kind of feel about it. And it's like a mutually beneficial kind of video to make. He makes a fundraiser for MS, raise some money, good on him, and then he gets a bit of reputation laundering, right? I don't know. I think that, especially in the wake of his doing the podcast with his ex-wife, it's so much worse because everyone got to see Ariel's perspective, how she still felt about things, how it ruined her life for years, how it affected her, how it affected the kids potentially, like how it affected their business, what they were doing, their lives, their privacy. You got to see so much of like the perspective around that, especially Ariel's, which is where everyone's going to be sympathizing. And so to come out with like this kind of video, it's a little bit like, I just don't know how else you would expect the public to interpret that or how to feel. People are still not over it. I think in some ways I'm like, listen, people cheating need to be treated like villains for the rest of their lives. No. I don't think so. But I think Ariel's perspective and like the way she talked to Ned didn't give the public the reassurance that forgiving him is the way to go, if that makes sense. Like, we as the public who watched that video, we saw Ariel's response, the way that she talked about things, And we went, she's still very deeply upset with him, troubled. I mean, she said she didn't forgive him, for God's sake. We see that and we go, this is still affecting her greatly, and he just maybe shouldn't be continuing to be an internet personality. You know? It's like how Ariel said, like, oh, are you entertaining? If anything, it makes a couple of your other videos, like the wrestling one and the fighter jet video, seem really irresponsible, because activities like that could be endangering her health. Same for some of the stuff the Try Guys did as well. I don't know much about MS, to be honest, but is it really, like, harmful to go out and do those kind of things while having it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have MS, so I'm not sure. Irresponsible? Potentially? But I mean, again, it's like, that's his choice to make, I suppose. I'm not saying Ned doesn't have MS or anything. MS is an awful thing for anyone to go through. I genuinely hope he's taking care of himself with it, if for no one's sake other than his kids. No matter what he's done, no one deserves to go through MS, for sure. That said, it seems like an odd time to make an announcement publicly, considering his career trajectory. And there really isn't much of another way to look at that, if I'm being honest. You have to remember his persona as well. He was competitive. Considering what was hidden, it isn't a stretch to think they were keeping that secret as well. If he was lying, his past would point that out via past co-workers. Okay, I don't really get that. I have MS myself, and if I would be in his place, I would do the same. I don't know what that means. Oh, look, it's the bot dude again. Yeah, I think that it would have been nice if he'd used his platform back then to do something for MS, instead of just like now when his platform's in the dumps. Rolly would have done a lot more good than he has now, but I think any good is better than no good, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, wow, okay. I hope Ariel's doing well after everything you did to her. For sure. I think she is doing well. Damn. 1k per 10 miles. Damn, Ned, you must be struggling. $1k for 10 miles. Oh, so I think he said he did like 22k. Wait, no, not 22k. 22 miles in the video, so he donated 2k. Listen, it's more than I ever donated. I felt compelled to leave a comment. Okay, whatever. Damn. Doing a croquembouche? Croquembouche? Chef roasts my $1,000 cheese wheel pasta. So he's doing the AI thumbnails now, I guess. Well, that looks like an AI thumbnail. Blind dating 5 guys plus secret AI. Thrilling. This one got 1 million views. The surviving the fighter jet G-forces. Oh, addressing the backlash. Oh, wait, we gotta watch this. Oh, dude, the Ned segment's never ending, is it?
Hello.
Yo, he's actually got some color in his lips now. What did I tell you?
I've heard a lot of the commentary and reactions to my podcast episode with Ariel, and I wanted to take this video to address some of them. That episode with Ariel was mostly about her story, and now in this video, I'll tell a little bit more of mine. There's a lot.
Sorry? What more do we need to know about your story, Ned? What? Oh. That's my reaction to this. Oh, Ned.
A lot that we wanted to keep private, but some things I'll touch on today. First, I know that it was a very painful and uncomfortable conversation to watch. I know for some of you, it reopened things. For us, it felt like a necessary step to be able to move forward. We knew we would always get these sort of questions in any context online, and it felt like the only way to move forward was just to face it head on.
I mean, I think it's true, because there's no way he'd be able to come back and, like, not talk about it or not address it, but I just don't think that conversation went the way he was hoping it would.
Has been reported in interviews, launching the podcast with a conversation with Ariel was Ariel's idea. She's a stakeholder in the Rock Bottom podcast and this new channel.
Wait, sorry? Ariel is a stakeholder in these channels? I wonder if it's because I think one of his channels was a channel that was for the both of them, that was then rebranded to just be his channel. Maybe that's why he says she's a stakeholder. What?
Yeah, she's a stakeholder in the Rock Bottom podcast and this new channel, and she wants it to be successful. So that was part of the reason why, in terms of having that...
Oh no, this is not going to go well. Look at this. TikTok is just one small snippet of an hour-long conversation of 3 years of trying to work through this. Listen, I watched the entire thing. I gave my commentary, which ended up being, like, I think almost a 2-hour fucking video. And listen, it was what it was. I feel like so far, I don't think I saw anything that was untruthful or misrepresenting, like, what happened. The facts are out there. Everyone knows them. It was unfortunately a highly televised, discussed breakup. And we pretty much know what happened. It's pretty cut and dry. You don't just cheat on your on your wife with your producer for like 9-10 months straight, and just like there's like your story to it, there's your side to it. I'm sorry, what was your side? But like, look at this.
No, any clip that you see on TikTok is just one small snippet of an hour-long conversation of 3 years of trying to work through this.
It's like he does this like nervous smiling like laughter thing, I feel like, when he knows that it's not good. That's what I'm noticing, like the pattern with that other video we watched where he's like smiling and like blabbing and laughing and going like, oh, what do I say here? It's like you can tell that he's like second guessing the way he's saying things. Like, why even say that? He's saying that the TikTok snippets are all just clips and he got clipped out of context. My context. Where's my context? Ugh.
After Discovery, I started an intensive program of therapy, group therapy, and work to really try to understand what I had done, why I had done it, and what it...
We know why you did it. You wanted some strange puss that wasn't your wife's, and you went for it. What's there to understand? What's there to get? I don't know, man. What is there to get? You fucked up. You really hurt someone. You really hurt your family. You... I don't know. Did he think he could get away with it? Did he think that he had some sort of right to it? I don't know, man.
It meant for my relationship and my life.
Hey, socks.
This involved a lot of facing rationalizations, denials, minimizations, all of these mental clouds that help you continue behavior that you know is hurtful, and you still do it anyways.
So you knew that you were fucking up. You knew that you were doing the wrong thing, but you still did it anyways. Let's be honest. You did it because you enjoyed it. You liked cheating on your wife. You liked the thrill of it, the sensation, I don't know. It's like you obviously liked it. Let's be real. Let's be adults about this. I mean, facing rationalizations, denials, and minimizations to continue the behavior that is hurtful. Rationalizations and denials. Yeah, you just gotta come to terms with who you are, which is someone who is unfaithful, not loyal. I would say even, what do you call it? Rash behavior? Impulsive. Maybe impulsive or something like that. But,
So it let me face the truth and acknowledge in no uncertain terms that I cheated on my wife with an employee of my business, and it caused her immense pain and shattered our marriage, and also caused a lot of pain to a lot of other people. Those were my selfish actions and my choices.
He used to work with internal family systems. 12-step program. He did it. What?
And parts work started in the 12-step program. And
so then he's doing the thing again where he's just rambling about the same thing, going, oh, just need to figure out what underlying issues there were and why I did what I did. Selfish and self-destructive behavior. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go feed my cats. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay. You wanna know what I think? I think that he got famous. He wasn't used to having all that attention. He wasn't used to being perhaps desired in a more like popular way, a popular manner. And I say desire is like kind of maybe like just like talked about. You know, like I think that the fame probably just did something to him. And maybe it was something like that. Or maybe he just plain wasn't happy in his relationship. But the thing that is so aggravating is that you broke up your family in the worst possible way. The most destructive and hurtful manner. In terms of my relationship, I started as therapeutic separation. Wait, what?
And then from there, I prepared a disclosure document that answered all of her questions and volunteered for a lie detector test to then, in a therapeutic setting, convey that information to her so that we could build something new on the same page of knowing exactly everything that happened.
Fuck off. That's what I have to say to you. You want to have your cake and eat it too, bitch? Fuck you. You know what I think about that? You wanted to do a lie detector test in a therapeutic setting. You wanted to do a disclosure document that answered all of her questions, and then I just... How is this man real? How is he a real person who really did this stuff? It's also like, why are you telling us this? Do you actually think that this is going to change how people think about you, how people feel about the situation? Because you offered to explain everything that happened when you were cheating? Because you offered to do a lie detector test, which, by the way, is not an accurate thing to do. It's just... weird. It's weird. It feels kind of insane. And it's like, okay, so he wanted to rebuild. He wanted to rebuild the relationship, I'm assuming. But have it all based on the truth of what happened during the cheating. I'm sorry, guys. I just have to say this. Cheating is like, to me and a lot of people, you cheat, that's it. That's it. You cheat, there's no coming back from that. In my opinion, I think that it's just not worth it. Even if like you have like a family with them and stuff, I just think that is a level of betrayal, disrespect, and blatant just assholery that just will not be tolerated. You know? I just think that it's completely unacceptable. And, you know, I'd expect the same reaction to me if that happened. That's not just like a holier than thou type of thing. I expect that reaction from both sides of the coin. Ugh.
And this is a well-known therapeutic technique for people.
Let's see that again.
Well-known therapeutic technique for people.
Oh my god, why? I'm not the most eloquent person when it comes to streaming and making videos. I'm not. I guess I have the benefit that I can edit out my mistakes if I want to. Oh my god, Ned. Let's roll it again.
Well-known therapeutic technique for people trying to recover from betrayal trauma. And speaking of betrayal trauma, that is a phrase that I learned. The idea of betrayal trauma and integrity abuse.
Dude, bro is just like iDubbz. I learned empathy at 30. I learned that by betraying someone that I had promised to be loyal to, I learned that that actually contributes to their trauma and makes them never trust anyone ever again, and that they actually have to live through that and work through something that I did to them. I actually just learned that right this minute. I don't give a fuck. You learned that now? Well, that's great. Bully for you. Ariel's still dealing with the aftermath after all this time, and she didn't even do anything. Such bullshit.
And these ways that are, systems and language for understanding the pain and why keeping secrets like that, especially of a sexual nature, can be so damaging to your partnership.
You just learned that. Those were things that I learned about in your fucking therapy that you just did in the wake of cheating on your partner. See, this is why people don't fucking like you. Who the hell would admit to that? Who the hell in their right mind would admit, like, yeah, so I just learned that the effects of like cheating on your partner and how that affects them, like, this guy is stupid.
So those were things that I learned about and continue to practice on a daily basis when it comes to.
So now you also have to remind yourself daily of how keeping these secrets of a sexual nature can affect your relationship with your wife. He's like waking up every morning going like, okay, I've got to remember the betrayal trauma and the way that my keeping of secrets has and will, I guess, always kind of affect my relationships. I gotta remember that.
Saying what I mean and doing what I say, and when I make a mistake, immediately correcting it to stay in with,
oh my God.
like, keep I practice empathy and listening and boundaries with Ariel and others, which, is sort of.
Alright. This is a long process that took 2 years. Jeez.
I understand that if you, a viewer, is watching this for the first time or just sees this 15-second clip on TikTok, you don't understand everything that has led us to this point. And I know that it'll take time. And if you want to just judge me off of one clip of me talking about this.
Shut the fuck up. If you want to judge me off of one clip that you saw of me at my worst point in my life that I decided to televise and record and talk about, then that's not like the best thing for you to do, and you should stop being mean.
Society, which obviously was not the best response to that situation, you know, you are welcome to do that. I know that people have a choice when it comes to their what they.
Yeah, it's another thing where it's like, you can choose to judge me off a 15-second clip on TikTok. The reading between the words is, hey, I deserve more context than whatever you saw, and you shouldn't be judging me for that. But he's saying, like, you can do it, and you know, you have that right, and, you know, you'll choose what you want to watch and stuff. But he's, like, trying to frame it in a way where it's like he's cool with it, he's okay, he understands you're mad, but reading between the lines, he's like, you shouldn't be doing that, I deserve better. And unfortunately, Ned, the problem is that I don't think I've seen anyone wrong about the way that they think or talk about you. Some people are definitely going to be a lot harsher or a lot more like inflammatory or I don't know, just like a lot more crazy with the way that they talk about him, perhaps. I think that is he like one of the most hated people on the internet right now? I don't even think people are really giving him the time of day anymore. If I'm being honest, I think that maybe in the moment it was like, holy shit, like as you can see in my recommended, there's like so many videos, like Penguins did a video on it. Holy shit. I think that so many people talked about it, right? It's just, oh look, there's Adam McIntyre, yay. Damn. But again, it's like, you want to talk about your side of the story, and all he's talking about is the amount of therapy he did, the opportunities to work on it with Ariel, all the options he gave her to reconcile. We don't care. I'm sorry, we don't care.
They watch and what they consume, and if people don't want to continue engaging with me on the internet, then that's a consequence of my actions and something that.
Okay, cool. Okay.
For that. And if you are wondering what the show is about, I encourage you to check it out. And so that will be on the Rock Bottom channel, and on this channel it'll be more entertainment forward, still under the values of curiosity and empathy. I know,
dude, 2025, word of the year, it's gonna be either therapy or empathy, I tell you.
people are saying that it's similar to some of the stuff I did before with BuzzFeed and Try Guys.
Okay, yada yada yada. If you want to watch the rest of his video, feel free. I know I did skip around a little bit, but I'm just not really interested in all the fluff and the philandering about how he can be better and... God. I'm not even gonna bother looking at the fucking pro wrestling video. Alright, after 2 hours, that is Ned Fulmer. So I said we had some other stuff to get to. So what did I have next here? Right, so we had people talking about automatic dubbing on YouTube. So I had automatic dubbing turned on and I thought, I didn't really think much of it. I saw the notification in my YouTube, but at the time I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, it means that more people will be able to view the content and enjoy it, right? And I was going through some Tumblr stuff today, and I just saw a lot of people are very upset about the AI being introduced to YouTube, and a lot of people are talking about boycotting, especially due to the age verification stuff they want now. Which is like, it's classic Tumblr, isn't it? Everyone is acting like it's the end of the world. And but by all means, I don't like the AI stuff. In fact, I actually turned off my AI dubbing, so all future uploads from here on will not have it, or they shouldn't have it. It's turned off now because I realized that I'm not for the AI dubbing. I thought it'd be good to like make it more accessible to more people, but I never used it myself, so I didn't know how bad it was. And I was reading this thing, this Slater thing, Language Industry Intelligence. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this paper is, if it is a paper, but there was talking about AI dubbing, and currently the tone and emotion of the original audio are not transferred to the dubs, therefore the feature works better on content that does not rely on expressiveness, which, as you might know, when it comes to watching like videos and stuff, I think expressiveness is extremely important. Other issues may arise with speech recognition, like matching the voice used for dubbing to the original voice. Again, people are having this problem where the voice of the AI dub doesn't match the voice that you see, or like the figure on screen. That's a problem. And YouTube acknowledged in its help documentation that over time dubs may be regenerated to improve the quality. Again, it's like, I don't want my videos to be used, if they are, to improve dubbing. I don't know if that's part of the whole thing, but I was listening to one of my videos with the dub on, and I just thought, there's no way that this is going to be useful to anyone or even interesting. I just don't think it really works. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was reading that apparently AI dubs can contain mistranslations. Obviously, the AI makes mistakes. The robotic sounding neutral voice is often used for multiple speakers in the same video, so that it makes it harder to know who's who, like when someone different is saying something, and it's out of sync with the speaker's mouth movements, and in some cases, the feature has introduced profanity into content where there was none originally. That's interesting. So that's like a little something I read about the dubbing. So if you want to turn it off, you do have to go to your channel settings. It says here that it's in the upload defaults, but it's actually in your channel settings, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not gonna show it. You'll figure it out, but this thing is wrong as of now. It's not in upload defaults. It is not. Or at least it wasn't for me. So you can go have a look, check it out, and yeah, that's all I have to say about the automatic dubbing stuff. Oh, okay, so here's something else I had. I was looking through more YouTube drama, and we had Shane Dawson's One Hater, which, dude, Tumblr is such a interesting thing. Shane Dawson's One Hater said, "Hey, so sorry I haven't been posting. I've been really busy and not feeling well. However, I just need to post right now about how much I fucking hate Ethan Klein. He and his wife are spreading misinformation and propaganda about what's happening in Gaza, and that's disgusting. He has also been really obsessively talking shit about and coming after Hasan, as well as Adam McIntyre and a couple other creators, with Elia? Do they mean Hila? Ela? I can't tell if they just don't know her name, or are they doing this thing where they like purposely try to say the wrong thing because it's like a respect thing. Like, oh, I don't like you so much that I'm not even gonna say your name right. Elia going so far is just saying she wants Adam McIntyre to disappear and not from the internet. No, she said she wanted him to disappear from the internet, which is fair. Adam McIntyre is just a bottom of the barrel content creator. Not even that. In their excessive hate campaigns and spreading of propaganda, Ethan and Elia are putting their employees in very uncomfortable positions. Wait, are putting their wait, that's not even the right there. I didn't even notice that the first time I read it. Are putting their employees in a very uncomfortable positions where they can't speak up or they lose their job, while at the same time, many of them do not agree with what Ethan says. Free Palestine. I guess what could you expect from Shane Dawson's one hater? Wow. Okay, so what is interesting about this is how they talk about H3 spreading misinformation propaganda, but they don't say what it is, which is interesting to me because I'd actually really like to know what that is in particular. And then we have this person saying he is pro-Palestine, he's been critical of Israeli, he voted against Binney when he lived there. Noah, what was it? Noah Schnapp? No, not Noah Schnapp. Oh my god, that's Stranger Things. Noah Samson. Yeah, is it Samson? Some guy called Noah on YouTube had edited a clip to make it seem like Ethan called Hasan a terrorist supporter along with numerous other misleading and false information. Yeah, like there's this other clip going around edited to make it look like Ela was saying that Palestinian babies are all terrorists or something, which was not the case at all. But unfortunately, you have to actually watch the context. You have to watch like the leading up moments to actually understand what was happening at the time. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty fucking crazy, isn't it? Any replies? So then they reply with a YouTube video, which is like, okay, whatever. Okay, here's the original post up. I never said he was pro-genocide. Okay. I know that he is not. He just speaks every highly of Israel. Okay, when does he speak highly of Israel? I know that he said he wanted to go to Israel to show people the just like the people who are there and the lives that they live, and that like not everyone in Israel is a terrible human being. I think that the issues lie with the government and the IDF, but there are a lot of people in the country who are just people who are just born there, you know? Many of the things he says come across as propaganda. He also said that it might be a genocide. He is downplaying it, and you can tell how mad Elia got for him, saying that it even oh my god, that it even could be or might be genocide. Ethan is not knowledgeable on what's happening in Palestine, and him talking about it and so highly of Israel is incredibly harmful and ignorant. And I've never seen the Noah video, by the way. I don't know who that is. Okay. I don't know why I even picked this up. I think it was just so interesting because they kind of... It's like, how can you say all this stuff about a person but then not provide like specific moments, times, what they actually said? They're just saying that there was a time when Ethan said it might be a genocide. I think the reason why people get so like iffy on the term genocide is because I think it has like a specific meaning or something, or it requires like it has a specific definition to it, and I think a few people are just like maybe like I think it is, but I think maybe the reason why people were not sure is maybe because of Hamas, perhaps. I'm not really sure personally. I think it is well, it's definitely not a war. Some people have been called out for calling it a conflict. I think conflict is probably like I think that word works, but at the same time it's like people are so upset about what's happened and what's happening, what continues to happen, that people want a stronger word for it to communicate just how dire it is as a situation. I feel like that's what the general public kind of feels, or maybe it's more like the internet people, how they feel about it. I think that to me, the way I see it is H3 have always condemned the government in Israel for what they've been doing. H3 have spoken about it for a lot longer than anybody else has, and they were even in his what was it, like a 15-year-old Reddit account that came out recently. Even in that account, he was talking about how he denounced the actions of Israel and wanted the Palestinians to live freely and to be free, which a lot of people really like to gloss over with that Reddit account, because I think it says something that in an account that he had 15 years ago that he never thought would see the light of day, he was still talking back then about how he disagreed with Israel. And yes, it's true that him and Ela actually voted against, I think it was like Bibi, or I don't know who it is exactly, because again, I don't know shit about this whole thing, but they voted against the Netanyahu government, right? That's like what I can ascertain from like the naming and stuff. But the problem is that for some reason people just don't want to interface with all the points that are made. But I will say, like, yeah, there have been times where they've misspoken. They've said something that was like, oh god, that's not good. You know, there was that clip of Ela saying that she thought that that dude was a really good guy, some like guy who was still part of like the, you know, fucking over the Palestinians and stuff. So, but you know, like always, when they misspeak, they take it back. They go, shit, I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant. And I'm so sorry for, you know, that stuff. And some people forgive it. Some people are like, okay, I get it, you misspoke. And then some people are just like, you're unforgivable, right? It's like, I don't know, people just don't want to interface with real points that are made, and they just want to hate them. And it's a really weird thing that's happened. It's a really weird thing that's going on with H3 and the internet, and I don't know. It's really weird. And seeing this, I think for me, seeing this here in the flesh on Tumblr, there was actually quite a few posts about H3 and like how they're all like terrible people and stuff. Also, this thing about the employees are uncomfortable and they can't speak up or they'll lose their jobs is completely untrue, I would say. It's also a weird fan fiction to be like, oh, they don't agree with Ethan and Ela. They're just, you know, they're just worried about their jobs, and you know, they just, I don't know, it's like, well, why are they staying? You know, AB actually was gonna quit the podcast, I think, gosh, when was it? I think it was before Anisa, something happened with Anisa and Denims and iDubbz, and yeah. I don't remember the timeline, because I don't think it was that long ago, but yeah, there was a point in time when AB was gonna leave, and I just think that to say that he speaks highly of Israel, I think he speaks more highly of the people there. You know, they've lived there, they know what it's like, they've met the people there, and you know, it's a tough thing, because you know what else has happened is, I think one of Ela's friends who lives in Israel stopped talking to Ela because their sister's boyfriend died on October 7th. They were murdered or whatever, and yeah, so people in Israel were upset with Ela because she wasn't doing enough, I guess. That's pretty crazy to think about, because I think that they've been very, very, I don't know. It's a tough situation to talk about because so much has happened in these past like 3 years, and it just feels like the majority of what people have to say against age 3, that in itself feels like misinformation and propaganda, because there's just been so many instances where that just hasn't happened. You know, claiming that the H3 is doing a excessive hate campaign and propaganda against like Palestine or whatever. It's like it, or I guess like Hasan and Adam McIntyre. I mean, what the fuck has Adam McIntyre done for Palestine? Honestly, I just don't get it. I feel like the fact that they voted twice against the current government or whatever is a lot more doing something than what a lot of people do. And I have this like other problem, is that everyone always brings up like Hila's service, and I think that that's just, I don't know, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's like when you have to do, what is it? It's not conscription, it's like it's a requirement. No one can just like get out of doing the military service, and if they do, it has to be for like medical reasons, right? Or you just move away when that happens. I don't know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I suppose what people's biggest problem is that she went on a ride along for one night to some place in Palestine or some shit, and she witnessed something that happened, and people from then on have just taken that story and twisted it, and that reaches people who know nothing about them, and then they hear that and they go, whoa, and then they never interface with it ever again. They just go like, isn't that the person who's like the raider of Ramallah or something? It's crazy. He does not speak highly of Israel. He lived there for 5 years, and has family who live there currently. What other qualifications does he need to talk about an issue affecting his real life? His point has always been that people hide under pro-Palestine movement to be openly anti-Semitic. This is weird, right? This is very strange. I don't know, I feel like anyone who like supports Adam McIntyre or like views Adam McIntyre as like a intellectual, interesting, or good content creator, that's troubling. I think we need this YouTube ban ASAP to stop all the fucking 14-year-olds from, I don't know, finding Adam McIntyre interesting. I think you need to go outside if you think that. That's my biggest problem with this post. Obsessively talking shit about and coming after Hasan as well as Adam McIntyre. Honestly, both deserving of it, TBH. Okay, so here we have a post about YouTube's bullshit AI system. So, if you don't know, we're getting age verification. I don't know if it's for everyone, but I'm in Australia, and we have the thing where nobody under 16 can, like, have an account or some shit. So, I think this is what they're talking about. Oh yeah, 18 plus content. Actually, I already have that. There was this clip I was trying to watch, and I had to verify my age and shit, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. I think so far, I was able to get out of it by using an ad blocker. Yippee. YouTube's bullshit AI system basically guessing if someone is an adult or a minor based on their watch history does not fucking work in the slightest. If a child watches 18 plus content, that child will be seen as an adult in the eyes of the bullshit AI system. If an adult watches content that is targeted to kids, they'll be seen as a child in the eyes of that bullshit AI system. Girl, it doesn't even make sense, what the fuck? I think it's a little bit more convoluted than that. I think that anyone who tries to watch 18 plus content has to prove their age. I don't think it's like, oh, you watch nude yoga, you must be an adult. I don't think it works like that. But if you're talking about like the age verification for like Australia, they're gonna be using a lot more systems to try and figure out. They like take into account your account's age when it was made, which I guess is like the same thing. Your habits when it comes to typing, I think. It's weird. But I hate to bring it down to everyone, but they've probably been doing that. You know, people are like, holy shit, they're reading my messages. Yeah, they've been doing that. Unfortunately. Alright, so then we had a clip here about QTCinderella asking Rakai what's the coolest thing he's stolen. I don't know who Rakai is. That Kai Cenat? Is Rakai Kai Cenat? Let's have a look at this.
Question. Yo. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen? Don't answer the test! It's a test, Rakai!
Yo!
Don't answer it! Don't answer it! Take his mic. Take his mic. What?
Oh. Ooh. I don't care about XQC's reaction because it wasn't really much of a reaction. What a surprise. Oh my god. Okay, so apparently he got banned for stealing flowers, and it was not actually a reference to him being, you know, black. Okay, so apparently... Okay, dude, are you really out here stealing flowers on stream? That's kind of fucked up. Aren't you like mega rich? Why are you stealing shit? Okay, poorly timed joke, poor taste. Well, it wouldn't be a streamer award show without poor taste jokes, I guess. Yeah, it seemed like this show really had some... really bombed at the box office, I guess. Really weird stuff that happened. But then people were talking about how Rakai was banned for doing the theft, and then people were like, well, hang on a second, if you're banned, you can't show up on stream or in other people's streams because then those people get banned. And then people are saying everything on Twitch, that rule, like everything on Twitch, that rule is only relevant when Twitch wants it to be, which is so true. However, I think, yeah, so last year they updated the policy allowing you to react to VODs of banned streamers after Twitch banned people like Dylan Burns, but not Hasan when they both reacted to the same Destiny debate. Right, okay, that seems... Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles on here. It could be that they reached out to Twitch and got an exception for the awards show specifically, but they specifically said in the tweet, you can't have banned streamers on stream in TOS. Literally says, streamers can't attend and stream on Twitch an event hosted by or to celebrate a suspended user. He got nominated, so the stream is to celebrate him. Doesn't matter, Twitch doesn't enforce the rules on certain people. Yep. Okay, he had a 2-week ban. Right. Okay. So that's kind of it. People, listen, I know I defended QT in my other video a little bit, but I don't, like, again, it's like, could you call this like a microaggression? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think that if he stole something on stream, it's kind of hard to be like, well, what is the joke if it's meant to be a joke? She's like, it's a test, don't say anything. Because, like, don't admit that you've done something wrong. I don't know. It's just like, I just don't even know what the joke is. If it's not about race, what is the joke if it's not a race joke? Because I think I need it to be explained to me. If it's not a race joke, what is the joke? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Cutie, just because you got a fat ass tan going on doesn't mean you can make race jokes. Come on, man. Alright, then we had this other Colossal clip. I would say it was Colossal. Oh, that was XQC's reaction to it. We don't need to watch that. We don't need to watch that. We can watch it right here.
Come here. Hey.
Mats. She said that really funny. Mats.
Do I have mods?
What? Hold on a second. I need to pump this up.
Do I have mods?
Do I have mods? Wow. So, if you don't know, which I find it really hard to believe, I think she was doing this thing where she was reacting to clips and she got sent, or like somehow the clip of Hasan pulling his dog Fish by the tail, in a fit of anger, by the way, a fit of rage, that got somehow put into it. And so she immediately recognizes the clip and clicks off of it.
Hey!
Whoa, that was fucking loud. So sorry about that. Mods. She's like, Mods, what are you doing? You're kind of fucking me up. What is this? Clip something. 720p. Clip Q. Okay, yeah, she's got Clip Q, so I guess they've like crowdfunded clips for her to react to, which is like fabulous. This is great content, by the way. As if I'm doing anything different. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's me! Mods! Do I have mods? Yeah. So, I think what I didn't really like about this, like I said earlier, I feel like I always felt like the Pokimane hate was kind of forced, but, and you could say that like maybe she just doesn't want to get roped into it, she doesn't want to be in the drama, but I feel like this goes further than just like petty internet drama. You have a dude who's out here just like out and about, in my opinion, abusing his dogs. Like, as far as I know, he hasn't addressed this clip. No one has, and they still continue to interact with him. Like, I feel like there's this idea that Hasan has all the power, right? That he's the one who's pulling all the strings. He's the one who's like, everyone relies on him for his audience, for his views. People go into his channel, his stream, to have some crossover with the audience or whatever. I genuinely think if all of these people just stopped interacting with him, stopped hanging out with him, stopped talking to him, he wouldn't have that power. You know what I mean? Like, if everyone started refusing to hang out with him and actually hold him accountable for what he's done, I think, yeah, it wouldn't be... the power would not be in his hands. And I think that if you're a good person, you call out shitty behavior when you see it instead of pretending that it doesn't exist. I think that, yeah, this kind of action, this behavior, it requires people holding you accountable, and no one in Hasan's circle is gonna hold him accountable. So I guess we'll continue just going, Mods. Can we do something about this, Mods? How does this get in here, Mods? So then we have this clip of Caleb Hammer saying that iDubbz is broke and sold his house at a loss. Now this is a kind of drama that's been brewing. I believe the Joe Mahars sold their Seattle house. I think they bought it originally for like $1 million, and then they put it up for sale for like $1 million again or something.
I follow a lot of people, so but either way, we know for a fact he is broke because my realtor, who I'm not going to out, is, you know, he's interested in some of the drama things, and we knew that they were trying to sell their house in the Seattle area, and they put a lot of money into renovating the house we saw. and they listed it for only slightly above what they bought it for a few years back.
Okay.
And they had to keep dropping it by 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. Eventually, before it was taken off the market, I don't know if it was sold, but it was at least taken off the market. I think it was at least 100,000 below what they bought it for after putting hundreds of thousands into a renovation.
Yikes.
Ooh, that's not good. Ooh. Yeah. Damn, that sucks. Selling your house at a loss, ooh, that's gotta be not a great feeling. Not a great feeling at all. Because you gotta take into account that, like, I think when you sell a house, people, like, see the number and they go, oh, that's exactly what you're getting. And it's not. There's, like, I don't know what other countries have, but we have, like, CGT and I think it's called stamp duty or something. Something called stamp duty. And there's like all the like the fees that like realtors take, I think. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. So it's probably gonna be even less than what the sale price was, right? I guess depending on like how the country or the state handles those things, but yeah, that sucks, especially after renovating it too. I wonder why their house just wasn't selling. Cause I heard that like the Seattle housing market's like not very good right now. I mean, it's not good anywhere, but I think there it was like particularly hectic.
They're broke. They are broke, and I don't know how they're bringing in income right now because they don't get views.
Well,
They don't get views.
there's always
Okay,
an open
Shade.
seat in this office for Mr. iDubbz if he wants to come in.
Yeah, come in. I'm not gonna be hostile towards you. Come in. I
Extreme.
I know you're far left, and I don't really like extremism on either side. That's just really not me. But yeah, come in. Let's talk. I think his wife does OF, so maybe that's how they bring in some money.
Yeah. Okay, that's I don't know who Caleb Hammer is. I haven't seen his show. I've just seen clips of it, and seems like a pretty crazy show, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Anisa must need more sheet book tattoo work. We must get more tattoos. So then we had another clip, kind of about something horrendous Hasan said. So we got Hasan, Asmongold, and XQC all in one. What a day.
My address, or whether it be Asmongold's at.
What a weird comment.
And Asmongold and Dan Saltman, whose addresses are all readily available in the same exact websites and platforms that they rely on, that their fan bases go to find my address.
Okay. So he's saying that everyone who goes on the site to look for my web address, theirs is all listed there too. So is he like trying to kind of say like, hey guys, my address is there too, bros. Their addresses are there too. So, you know, you could always do something with that. That's like a weird thing to kind of mention, but why is he even bringing it up in the first place? That's what I want to know.
Harass me. Okay? These guys are equal opportunity autists. They're equal opportunity cyberstalkers.
Okay, what's an equal opportunity autist? What is that? What is that? I would like to know. Equal opportunity autist. You know what's interesting is that we went from this thing where we're not saying the R word anymore. We're not calling people the R word. But now the R word has just been replaced with just like autism or like brain damage, mental illness. It's so gross that Hasan uses these three things as like a weapon of a way to describe his enemies in a bad way. He just calls them autists, mentally ill, or yeah, dumb, I guess. It's like sometimes it feels like people like this, they just want to say the R word so bad, but I guess like their audience would cancel them, so they just skirt around it instead. I think it's so pathetic.
You're playing a very fucking dangerous game when you lean into this shit.
Who leaned into that? Bro, what the fuck is this man saying? Yo.
And it's like, once again, I don't think anyone has been actually saying, like, hey, you know, so-and-so's address is on the internet, you can do something about it. I genuinely feel like Hasan is, like, one of the only people who actually goes there, especially with the thing with, that was it senator or the governor, or that Tom Cotton guy? Hasan literally posted, how to create your own gun, like an image of how to create your own homemade gun, in response to like Tom Cotton or something. And it's like, how can you be this psycho and like you're not on fucking Rumble? He's still on Twitch. He's still streaming, he's still skirting by. The rules are not being enforced on him. It's ridiculous, but I mean, it's not like we don't expect it anymore.
Okay. Yes, I was gonna use the term. I was thinking about exactly the same term. I was gonna use the word dog whistle, but that's fucking legitimate dog whistling. Like what?
People are going to do more of the stuff that I know you've experienced already. Stop tapping the fucking glass before it taps back at you in a way where you can't deal with it any longer. This is the reality. This is what I fucking despise about Ethan Klein and Destiny and Asmongold.
Yeah, but
what?
The glass hasn't been tapping back though.
And I like this characterization where he's like, Ethan Klein is put into the same group as people like Destiny. Whoa. But he does this very intentionally, because it's like if you group these people together, then they are judged by the company they keep, which is to say that apparently like he has this like whole fan fiction in his mind about Ethan and Destiny being like good buddies and stuff, or like there was a whole thing about that which was completely baseless, unfounded, untrue. And to be honest, Hasan has been more of a Destiny bestie than Ethan ever has been. I just look at Destiny and Hasan's background together and how that all came around. You know, Hasan saying that he wants to get Destiny laid. Like, come on, these guys were bros more than anybody else.
Like, I feel like this is almost like a call to action to tap the glass, that the glasses will tap back though. Like, whenever we heard Asmon talk about his own stalkers or whatever, I mean, it's been kind of quiet on that end, which is a good thing. I mean, he's like crashing out, and he's like, this is literally a call to action to go tap the glass back. Fuck is this guy talking about, man? Yeah, it's like a warning. It's like, and I mean, I can't speak for Dan Saltman because I don't know anything about that person. So I don't know if maybe there is like, again, grouping in these other people with this one person who, I don't know if that's happening. But this whole thing of like, stop tapping the glass or the glass will tap back. What does that even mean? Is that an actual metaphor for something? I've never heard that before. This is like a threat. Like, if you do this, I'll do that. Like, what the fuck is this? That's weird. Definitely what it seems like.
This is the reality. This is what I fucking despise about Ethan Klein and Destiny.
It's reality check, brother. What?
And it's like Ethan is also not called to action for anyone to be doxxed or to have anything happen to them, to be harassed. I just it's just kind of weird, isn't it? Kind of weird. And it's like, you know what's funny is that Hasan can mention Ethan as much as he wants and no one will say anything about it, but then when Ethan responds back or, you know, looks at the clip and says something, then it becomes like, Ethan's obsessed with Hasan. Ethan can't keep Hasan's name out of his mouth. It's like, come on guys, are we being a little bit ridiculous here? Just a teeny tiny bit? I mean, if someone's gonna say something about you, then they're gonna respond. I think that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But doing this whole thing of like, he's obsessed. Dude, people love to characterize people in just these ways. It's really just the Hasan effect. Characterize your enemies in a way that discredits them, and then pretend that you didn't do that actually, and that you're actually a good person. And we all know how it goes. It's the Hasan effect. Oh boy. So we had this other clip from 5 days ago. Now, Hasan has been trying to reclaim the Kaya memes. He's been memeing on it a little bit in stream. It's been very cringe and very hard to watch. Hasan, as you'll be able to see soon, he's okay with making the memes on his terms, but when other people make the memes outside of his terms, well, see what happens.
I don't have my phone with me. Can we just do
screen photo?
Here. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Jesus, I'll tell you what.
What did he say?
Yeah. Please, I don't have my phone with me. Can we just do
screen photo?
Here. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, it's a photo.
Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
You notice that? Is that Hasan like kind of pats him on the back? Says something and the guy gives a thumbs up. Gives a thumbs up, walks away. Honestly, pretty funny interaction. And not at all psychotic.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power
He's just leaving.
Social media. Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you. Well, it's great, like, it's deadly, you know, it's brilliant.
It's great. I think this guy has no idea what just happened.
The world has happened.
Yeah.
In some ways, like, you see like the look on Hasan's face when he's talking. He kind of seems like he's, I don't know. Is it dissociation on his face or something, or is it seething rage? He's just not there. He's just gone. He's lost. He's thinking about what he's gonna say on stream later that he can't say right now in front of this fine gentleman. He's just like, just gotta internalize it. Yeah. He's like, I'm cool with it. I'm all cool with it. It's fine. But then later he will probably let out his rage later. On who knows how. But yeah, okay, so that was the clips. We got more clips about Hasan. That Hasan is not beating the dog memes. I'm not beating the dog memes. In not a literal sense, in a very metaphorical sense. So that's what we have for today. 2.5 hours. Let's go. Might be a bit less because I'll edit out my toilet breaks because I'm a good streamer. It's not even a stream today. I just decided to go through some stuff, record some shit. This honestly could have just been all Ned Fulmer, and I could have called it a day, but I decided we are gonna get through everything, and we did. And listen, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. I think. Oops. Uh-oh, did I piss off some people? Oopsies. Alright guys, I will catch you later. I hope you have a good one. Take care. And I'm going to keep working on this big video I'm going to be releasing soon. It's going to be hopefully it's going to be very telling for some people. I think it will be. I think I'll be kind of shocked by some of it. But yeah, I'm still doing research for that, still writing for it. Don't know when it will be uploaded yet. I don't know what the schedule's going to be like, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, I will see you later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and use code That's So Katie on Fortnite. Okay, bye!